Here he is, the one, the only...
Thank you, folks. Thank you. Shucks. Well, here I am again with a chance for each of our couples to win up to $10,000. And if any of them say the secret word, they'll win an extra 100 smackolas. And this is the word right here.
I'll introduce our first couple to Groucho right after we hear this message of importance from our sponsor.
Do you know Duncan Hines' brother?
No, I don't. Who's Duncan Hines' brother?
You do know who it is.
You told me last week.
Who is it?
I've forgotten.
Well, it's Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh, I know why I forgot.
Now, you see, they like... How do you keep your trousers so shiny?
Groucho, Cornelia Hendricks and Romaine Fielding are waiting to talk to you, so folks, come in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you always have with you. Cornelia Hendricks and Romaine Fielding. You're Cornelia. Huh?
I'm Cornelia, yes, Groucho.
Are you married?
Yes.
You have 5 children, huh?
No, only 2 daughters.
You're 28 years old?
No, I'm 47.
Well, I'll try once more. Are you from Philadelphia?
No, I was born in Cimahi, Java.
You were born where?
Cimahi. That means enough water in Malay.
Did you come right to California from...
Oh, no, Groucho. We were
this piggy bank?
repatriated to Holland.
You what?
We were repatriated to Holland.
Oh, you went to Holland, huh?
Yes.
Where did you live in Holland?
In Limburg.
Isn't that where the Limburger cheese comes from?
Yes, it's made there, but they don't eat it there. They export it to Holland.
Well, where do they eat
to
it?
America.
What happens to the Limburger? They send it to America?
Yes.
Well, that's America for you. Give them 36 months to pay, and they'll buy anything. Now, your name is Romaine Fielding, huh?
That's right, Groucho.
That's you. I've been trying to think where I've heard that name. Romaine Fielding? Was he a big movie star about 40 years ago?
That's right, Groucho. Actually, he was a contemporary of Francis X. Bushman in the old silent days.
Oh. Well, since you have his name, are you following in his footsteps? Are you in show business?
No, I have no particular talent for acting, Groucho.
Don't you have any talent? Can you sing or dance or tell jokes? Can you stand on your head?
No, the only thing when I was in the service, I used to be able to do the manual of arms forward and backward verbatim.
Well, I doubt if you can get much of a spectacular with that kind of an act.
Well, that's what I thought, too, but we had one interesting experience when I was apprentice seaman in the Navy down in Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. We were lined up, all the apprentice seamen were lined up for inspection. So along came the Secretary of the Navy, which was then Mr. Knox, Admiral King, who was then Admiral of the Fleet, and the commanding officer of the vessel. And about this time, this lieutenant says to me, "Sailor, step out here. You know so much about this, you don't have to..."
Were you a common sailor?
I was a real common sailor.
A gob.
Oh, I was the most gobby. Yeah. So anyway, he throws the piece at me and stand at attention. He said, "Describe the position of attention." I said, "Position of attention, heels on the same line as close together as conformation the man permits, feet turned out equally, form an angle of 45 degrees, knees straight without stiffness, hips level and drawn back slightly, weight of body resting equally on hips, shoulders squared and falling with thumbs along the seams of the counters, back the hand out, fingers curled naturally, head erect and square to front, chin drawn back slightly, so that the head and neck is vertical, eyes straight to front. In assuming the position of attention, heels are brought together smartly and audibly. The mind as well as the body must be at attention." I said, "Would the lieutenant like to have it verbatim backwards?" He was sort of dumbfounded. He said, "Yes." I said, "Attention at B must body thee as well as mind be. The mind as well as the body must be at attention. Front 2 straight eyes straight 2 front."
I like it better this way. Well, let's play You Bet Your Life and see if you can win some money, huh? You selected a dictionary quiz. I'll give you the words. You give me the meanings. If you miss 2 in a row, you're out. If you get 4 in a row right, you win $1,000. What is a limpet? Limpet. Come on, time's up.
It's a...
Water pitcher on a nightstand.
A water pitcher on a nightstand?
Yeah, lampet. That's what we call
No, this is a limpet. Limpet.
Oh.
Well, it's a shellfish. You should have known that since you were in the Navy.
Well, you don't have one wrong.
What is a nomad? Nomad. Nomad.
Like an Arab. It's like an Arab when
Well,
you
a
travel
rover.
from place to place.
A rover, yeah.
You now have one right.
What is a sampan?
Sam?
Oh, that is a Malayan boat.
That's right. It's a Chinese boat.
You now have 2 right.
What is a vaquero? Vaquero.
South American horseman or cowboy.
Cowboy, yes.
You have 3 right. Get the next one right, and you'll have $1,000.
What is a dirndl? D-I-R-N-D-L. D-I-R-N-D-L.
It's a skirt or dress.
Take the money. Take
You
the
now
money,
have
boy.
4 right.
Take the money. You win the money. Wait a minute. Wait. Now, you won $1,000. You can keep it and quit, or else you can come back later and try to double your money. You may even get a chance at $5,000 or even $10,000. So go over there and sit down and think about it, and thanks for being on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Groucho, I'd like you to meet Jack Mosley.
Why?
You know, that's hard to answer. He has a partner. Her name is, I guess... Let me start over again. Groucho, I'd like you to meet Jack Mosley and
Why?
Oh, just for the heck of it, huh?
Hey, watch your language. There are musicians out there. Did you hear him? Did you hear what he said?
Would you people come in? This is Junko Gordon and Jack Mosley. Groucho Marx. Here.
Well, welcome to You Bet Your Life. Say the secret word and divide an extra $100. It's a common word, something you never see, and it's something you always have with you. Junko Gordon and Jack Mosley, huh? Which one is Junko Gordon?
I am.
What kind of a name is Junko?
Japanese name.
Oh.
It means June.
Junko isn't a very dignified name for me to call you. And if I call you June, you won't know what I'm talking about. That's the way Jack Parr talks. What does your husband call you? Does he have a romantic little pet name that I can call you?
Yes, he
Isn't that
called,
like Jack Parr?
he called me Fatty.
He called you Fatty?
Yeah.
Well, why does he call you Fatty? To get on the other side? No, that's another joke. Well, I better stick to Junko. Junko sounds like one of my brothers. Apo, Chico, Gummo, Groucho, and Junko. Hey, what are you laughing at?
Well, you have to say, Groucho.
Yeah, well, you're not so skinny either, you know. You could be a male Junko. Gordon isn't a Japanese name, or is it?
That's an American name. My husband is American.
Your husband is an
Yeah.
American. Did you meet him in the Far East? Could you tell us the story of how you met him? Is it an interesting story?
Yes, Groucho, it's a very long, long story.
They're all long stories, Junko.
Perhaps...
And the longer you're married, the longer the stories get. What sort of work does this Romeo do? Certainly an impetuous fellow, huh?
He's a yellow cab driver.
What about you, Jack? Are you married?
Yes, I am, Groucho. I've married 30 years.
Would you say yours is a love match?
Oh, yes. It's really
Does your wife have any little pet names for you, like Fatty?
Well, she calls me Windbag.
Well, that's not nice. I wouldn't call you a windbag. But then, of course, I don't know you as well as your wife does. How did you meet your wife, Windbag?
Well, I answered an ad in a paper in Fort Smith, Arkansas. They wanted a dry cleaner. Then I made a trip to Fort Smith and answered the ad. But before I got there, somebody's already got the job, so that let
You
me
went
out.
all the way. Where did you go from?
From Tulsa, Oklahoma.
You traveled from Tulsa to Fort Smith
Yes.
to get this job? huh?
Sure. Jobs is hard to get in them days.
Well, what happened after that?
Well, this Mr. Darby, which was a brother-in-law to my wife now, but he taken
What's
a
this?
liking to me, and so he invited me home.
I couldn't follow this.
Well,
A man
Mr.
named
Darby.
Darby. He's just come into the picture.
yeah, he came in.
He's a brother-in-law of your wife to
Yes.
whom you weren't married at the
That's
time.
right, yes.
You understand this?
Yeah.
No, well, I don't. Well, anyway, since neither of us understand it, proceed with this
all right.
cock and bull story.
Okay. And he invited me home to meet his sister-in-law, which was Pauline. And that started something.
You went there to get a job as a dry cleaner, and you didn't get the job. But this fella immediately took you home to meet his sister-in-law?
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So why was that? Was he supporting her? He wanted to get rid of her?
Well, later on, I found out that was the reason why.
Well, how many times did he have to run that ad before they found a sucker like you?
Well, that I don't know. All I know, when I went to Fort Smith, the job wasn't there, so I was left out in the cold.
You arrived in Fort Smith empty-handed and left there with a wife. Huh?
Yeah, I did get something out of the deal.
You're one of the few fellas I ever heard of who got taken to the cleaners before he got married. Junko, have you picked up any American habits since you've been over here?
Yes,
In the United Snakes?
Eating.
Eating, yeah. Well, that's fairly evident. Now, what about you, Windbag? Did I ask you if you ever... Well, if his wife calls him that, I don't know why. Gives us a nice friendly relationship. I'll just call you Bag, yeah? Bag, did I ask you what is your job? You still a dry cleaner?
Well, in a way I am. I have Jack's repair shop in Long Beach.
You repair jacks in Long Beach?
Well, I guess I could repair a jack, yeah.